Hi guys! Today I wanted to do this summery makeup look using some warm browns and a beautiful teal, so this is what I came up with. If you want to see how I got this look, then keep watching. I'm starting off with applying primer to my whole face, and today I am using the Brightening and Tightening Complexion Primer Potion by Urban Decay. I then move on to priming my eyes, and again I'm using my favorite MAC Pro Longwear paint pot in soft ochre. This creates an even base for the eyeshadows by covering up the discoloration and veins I have on my lids, and it also helps the eyeshadows to be more vibrant, stay on the whole day and not crease throughout the day. Since the paint pot has a slightly sticky consistency, I set the primer with a beige toned eyeshadow that matches my skin tone from the Morphe N35 Palette. And this just helps the eyeshadows I put on afterwards to blend out more easily and not stick to places I don't want them to. I then move back to my face and use the CC stick in the shade Dark by Max Factor. Since I have very thin skin under my eyes, the peachy colour counteracts the blue tones in my under eye area. When applying a colour corrector, you always want to pat and not rub, as this will keep the product in the area that you placed it and prevent you from blending it away. I then use another colour corrector to cover the red spots on my face. For this I use the Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer in Green by NYX. The same principle applies for this. You want to be very careful where you place the colour and you don't want to go overboard. By patting the product in instead of dragging it, you will ensure that the product will not move to a place where you don't need it. Because placing the green colour on areas that don't need colour correcting can have the opposite effect and make the skin look more dull and even grey when applying foundation afterwards. For my foundation, I use the Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1W1 Bow. With this foundation, I find that it starts to set rather quickly because of the thick consistency, which is why I prefer to work with it in sections. And I'm using buffing motions and patting motions, as buffing motions makes the foundation really blend into the skin, whilst patting will give a more full coverage effect. Moving on to the eyes, I start by using this warm browny beige colour in my crease from the same Morphe palette. This colour will act as a transition shade for the other colours, making them blend out more seamlessly. I'm taking the colour quite high up because I have hooded eyes, and otherwise you can't really see the eyeshadows when my eyes are open. And if you look closely, I'm simply buffing the colour in and above the crease and dragging it downwards as I reach the outer V of my eye. I'm then taking a darker orangey brown colour and placing it slightly lower in the crease to create a gradient effect. Again, I'm taking the colour rather high up, as otherwise it will not show up on my eyes. I then use a fluffy brush to smooth out the edges of the eyeshadow and go in with a warm chestnut brown. I carefully place that lowest in the crease to give depth to the eye look. But with darker shades, you want to take a very small amount of colour at a time and build up the colour bit by bit. By taking too much colour at once, you can end up with a lot of fallout and a chunk of colour that will be very hard to blend out. I then blend over everything once more and move on to the eyelids. So taking this sleek Eye Divine palette in Original, I'm applying this beautiful shimmery coppery shade called Penny Farthing all over the lid with my finger. I'm placing most of the colour on the outer part of my lid, and as I have a bit less product on my finger, dragging it towards the inner part of my eye, leaving the tear duct area bare. After that, I blend over the crease once more to merge the shades and create a flawless transition. I then went back into the Morphe palette and applied some more of that orangey shade I used earlier, since I felt that the crease wasn't dark enough. I blended over the edges one last time to make sure everything was as smooth as possible, and then it was time to tightline. Tightlining is a great trick to use to make the roots of the eyelashes look fuller, and for that I use the Longlasting eye pencil in Black Fever by Essence. And to give more dimension to the eyes and tie the look together, I lined my lashes and created a wing using the Maybelline Master Ink Matte Liquid Liner in Charcoal Black. Moving on to the brows, I first gave them a quick brush and then started filling them in with the Dipbrow Pomade in medium brown by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I then brushed through them with L'Oreal's Brow Artist Plumper in medium dark and finished the brows with a quick coat of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel to set the hairs in place. I quickly curled my lashes and then coated them with the Super Volume Mascara in black by The Body Shop. Since I love false lashes, I added a pair of my favorite ones by LA Splash in the style City Walk with Ardell's LashGrip adhesive. Then it was time to conceal, and for that I have been loving the combination of Rimmel's Wake Me Up in Ivory and Collection's Lasting Perfection Concealer in Fair under my eyes. I feel that it gives the perfect amount of coverage and creates a smooth transition from the lighter under eye area to the rest of my face. I then put Collection's concealer on the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, on the cupid's bow and chin to highlight those areas and balance out the lighter under eyes. I blend it out with a brush, and when I get to the under eye area, I once again pat back and forth to push the product in the skin. I do that for the same reason, to keep the concealer where I placed it and get that full coverage effect. To prevent the concealer from creasing, I used the Lighter Medium Contour Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and mixing the shades Vanilla and Banana, I start setting the concealer. I then used Maybelline's Fit Me Pressed Powder in Classic Ivory to set the concealer I placed in other areas of my face. I don't use powder on my whole face since I have slightly dry skin and that just doesn't look good on me, but I do like to go over my cheeks very lightly because I find that it makes applying bronzer a lot easier afterwards. To finish off the eyes, I'm using the Longlasting eye pencil in Tu-Tu-Touquoise by Essence in my waterline, and this turquoise color is the true star of the show. To make the color pop more and make the eye pencil last even longer, I went back in the Sleek palette and used the Thames over top. For my bottom lashes, I used this False Lashes Extreme Black Tester that I got from M.A.C, and I love to use this as it doesn't apply too much product. To give the eyes a lifted and awake look, I put theBalm's Merry Luminizer under the arch of my brows and in the inner corners of my eyes. And I used the same highlighter on the tops of my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, cupid's bow and chin to get a glowy, luminous effect. I'm warming up the skin with the Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced, focusing the colour on my cheeks, temples and the sides of my forehead. I always like to place the bronzer on the cheekbones rather than under it, as it has a more lifting effect. Pushing it upwards and into the hairline also makes it look more natural. For blush, I used Milani's Baked Blush in Luminoso, which is a stunning coral blush with a slight sheen to it, so it's perfect for the summertime. Finally, I lined my lips with an Essence lip liner in the shade In the Nude and applied Milani's lipstick in Matte Innocence on top. And to finish off the look and keep my makeup in place all day, I sprayed some Chill Makeup Setting Spray by Urban Decay, and that completes this look. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you wouldn't miss out on my upcoming videos. Bye!